Chance organization. They are a wonderful piece of work here. They support people with traumatic brain injuries and their families. And they're based in Panama City, but they are Northwest Florida. So I want him to, what we're going to do tonight is to have him tell you a bit about what Second Chance does in the community and across Northwest Florida, but also to take the last 10 minutes and say, you know, we want feedback and to help with bringing funding into the place, what your ideas are and how you can help them really promote this piece of work. So here's Tom Ogden. Second Chance.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. As Candy said, I'm the program director of Second Chance. Second Chance has been in Panama City since 1992, so that's roughly 25 years. How many people have ever heard of us? Know anything about us? You've heard of us. We get phone calls and we get people coming in the door thinking that we're a secondhand furniture shop, that we're a drug and alcohol rehab center. So maybe we have to do a better job of getting ourselves out there and letting people know that we exist and what we're about. Which way do you want me to stand, to the left or right of you? Okay. So, well, that's a bright light. We're not funded by any sort of government program. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We don't bill for any of our services. So we're truly what I think of as a nonprofit organization. Sometimes a lot of nonprofit organizations just mean you don't show a profit at the end of the year, but you get a lot of money and assistance from the government or elsewhere. But we don't. The funds we generate is from Panama City and from fundraisers and people who donate to us. And we seem to like it that way, but maybe we're open to growing. We need to grow. We have a good program Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's a day program, and it's not per se a place where people come that are still in treatment and still being diagnosed and still being treated. This is more of an aftercare program. We got about 18 people that come a day. On those 3 days, they come years later, and it's for socialization, it's for rehabilitation, it's for a place to be, a place to belong, and we do some therapeutic skills, psychosocial rehabilitation, memorization. You have to have a place where you feel like you belong, a place that you're needed. And the people that come there, they range in all ages. We've got 3 veterans. It's for adults, not children, adults only. And if I'm jumping around, it's because I'm a little bit nervous. Normally I'm not. Thanks. It's hard to talk about what you believe in and how you work and what you do. Myself, I've lost my firstborn child in 2007 from a brain injury. I had to drive by his accident place on my way over here today. Normally I avoid Thomas Drive just because of that. Sometimes we need to confront our pain, stressors. But anyways, we need to grow. We need to become north of Northwest Florida. We need to stay in business. It's hard for nonprofits to exist. I see the TV every morning and I see just about every organization possible having a gala or a concert or a parade or Covenant Hospice and the Anchorage Children's Homes or something like that. And I get envious sometimes and I say, how are they doing this? How are they able to generate these kind of local events and this type of fundraising? How can I do the same things? So through meeting Candy just recently, she said that I should come over here and talk to you guys and see if you can give us some ideas about how we can grow and how we can become a better organization and stay in this community for another 25 years. So any questions for me? Do you know where, man, my eyes are just watering I have to rub it. I just have to. It's just that one eye. Right next to Tarpon Dock Seafood on Beach Drive, where the drawbridge is, Masalina, the drawbridge, and then there's Tarpon Dock Seafood, and then there's the PCMI building. We're in a little brown building right in between the Tarpon Dock Seafood and PCMI. We rent the building from PCMI.
Media, and are you active on it?
No, we're not. We got a Facebook page. It probably hasn't been updated in, I don't know how long. The woman who started it had a baby, the old director, and she went out on maternity leave, and then she decided that she was going to stay at home and be a mom, which is a good thing. And she was the one that did that. And they hired me as a temporary interim director. And I've been on board since January, and I don't know how to do it. I'm too ignorant.
So social media, what kind of things are you thinking? The Twitter, LinkedIn, things like that?
Exactly.
Facebook.
We have a website.
Facebook.
It,
You have a website?
yeah, it's not being updated and maintained.
Okay.
It's stagnant.
Blog. Do you have any kind of a blog where you're updating and posting information about traumatic brain injuries or information about, kind of educating people as to what symptoms are and what goes on
No.
personality-wise?
So you use web for education.
We're not doing any of that. A newsletter, and it will pull information. There is the Brain Injury Association, and
So is your newsletter a static newsletter that you mail out? Do you have anything online?
I put it on the website.
Okay.
One of our interns, we do have students that come. We've got master's degree students that are doing their internships there. We have a behavioral analysis program where there's 6 students that come, and they're doing interactions and classes with the people. So we do have some good support from college students. And one of our interns just recently put our new newsletter on our website because I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Do you think that's a good thing to have handouts, or do you think web's enough?
I'm sorry.
Do you think handouts, like newsletters that are mailed out, is more beneficial, or the web's enough?
I think web's enough, but maybe also some kind of a constant contact or something like that where you could actually email to people and kind of start collecting a list of people who are supporters or who have given in the past, and then send out what you're doing so that you can kind of build on that and grow what you've got going on. So constant contacts is free up to a certain degree, and you
What's
can
it called?
constant contact.
It integrates with Facebook.
Oh, I didn't
Okay. I mean, the community has been good to us, and we do get a lot of support. We just want to grow and get better.
I think using some of these social tools could really help you grow a lot and get some more information out there so that people understand what you do and, have that better brand awareness so they're not thinking that you're selling used furniture or helping crack addicts.
So what I was telling him tonight was maybe a caption line like the Center for Neurological or TBI Regeneration or something. A little tagline. That's kind of what you're talking about, isn't it?
Something
Tagline.
short, maybe, too, that you could say second chance and not have to talk for an extended period of time, right? Don't people want to get to the point? Tell me what you are. Tell me what you do.
Yeah, okay.
And I may have missed this, I apologize. Do you have a community board? Do you have a board that helps all these ideas?
Yes, we have a good board of directors compared to another nonprofit that I worked on for recently. I would say this is 50 times better of a board of directors. We've got some good people. Doctors, certified public accountants, moms, family members, nurses.
How many marketing people do you have on the board that have marketing related backgrounds?
None that I know of.
Okay, that's what you need.
Okay, you need a
That's what
marketing
you need.
person.
You're trying to
Yeah.
get a strong marketing person.
And you need personal testimonies. You need to record with this video guy right here. Some great video
We
of
talked
people
about
who've
that
been through
tonight,
this
didn't we?
program,
We did,
of
yes.
people who love this program, of mothers who love this for their kids' program.
I hear those stories, but the public doesn't.
You need to get those online.
Yeah, they come in, man, you don't know what this program means to me and my family and my daughter that comes here. Some people see it as a respite even, parents and caregivers and whatnot, just to be able to take their sister or daughter or son there 3 times a week and let them know they'll be safe, they're having fun. One lady says, I'm going to school. That's what she calls it, I'm going to
I went A
school.
program that the Rescue Mission put on, and they have a drug rehab focus now that they're doing. And they had students, they call them, give their testimony about what the program the Rescue Mission is doing for them. There wasn't a dry eye in the room.
Right.
Very powerful, very moving. They were live at this little event I went to. It was just a soiree. they
Right.
called it.
And you videotaped it.
Well, I didn't videotape that, but that's another example of something you could do is live events with your guys that are in there. Your
Right.
guests, what do you call them?
Members.
Members, right. And my wife wanted another summary quickly of what you do. You just brain injury,
Yes.
people with brain injuries, you help them.
Adults that have suffered a traumatic brain injury or an acquired brain injury. Acquired could be an example of a stroke, a traumatic trauma, and it's much later. It's not right away when it just happened and they've just gotten out of the hospital. Sometimes you're only going to regain a certain amount, but I don't want to say that, you know, because anything's possible. But what do some of these people do 4 years, 3 years, 10 years later? They're isolating themselves. Their parents are taking care of them. They're in a group home. They're being cast aside. We try to provide a place where they can come 3 times a week. We'd like to go to 5 days a week because I have a lot of people that are either way down here in functioning skills or way up here. And the ones that are up here are getting bored to death when they're doing memorization little games during the day for someone who's down there that can not even talk. Some people can't even talk. They just point at the computers are great now. They can finish their sentences for them. They can type in half of the word or they can point at pictures, and they come and spend the day. They spend time. It's not just hanging out. It's rehabilitation in a way as well.
I heard you mention veterans. You have some veterans?
I got 3 veterans, but none of them are like active duty guys that just came back from Afghanistan or Iraq that had a brain injury. They're guys that maybe served when they were in Vietnam or even they were just active duty, and since then they've had a brain injury. But yes, they can still be called a veteran.
So sources of income for you, attaching to veterans groups that can support you, and
Getting the
attaching to...
veterans. Yeah, we
Right.
talked about that
If we
today.
can figure out a way to get the veterans, the VA hospital to send people to us. And
the United Way, kind of a blanket,
we're in the United Way. We receive funding from United Way.
you do get funded?
We get funded from the United Way, but it's not a great deal of money. But it's something. It's something. We sponsor the Blessing of the Fleet, which just happened recently last weekend. And we do a fish fry, and we get some monies from that. It's enough to keep us limping along. But if we want to grow, and there's nothing in Florida, and there's nothing else. There's no other programs like this in this whole southeast area. Sometimes I get people calling me from Texas and Ohio saying, I'm looking for a program like yours.
You had something you were going to answer that.
He answered my question.
Did he? Is that okay? Brett?
I was going to tell you that I was introduced to your group because you came to a civic organization that I was a part of, and there was a young man that came and gave a testimonial, and the best thing about it is you had a specific request.
Right.
You guys were looking for books.
Ah.
And today, when we have Kindles and iPads and all that, there are stacks of books that I went to my parents' house and I had boxes. And it was a very specific request, and you got a very specific response.
Be specific about what
Ask,
you're asking.
put out a needs, tell people what we need, what we want.
Be specific.
Okay?
1 minute, I think.
Yes?
Do you need item donations or just monetary donations? What types should I consult?
Oh, it's hard. It's a hard answer. Monetary mostly. I mean, we have all kinds of books. The books are still there. Clothes and things like that we have, but nobody wants to donate money, it seems like, to keep a program going. They want to know that their donation and their money went to something that sounds nice and that did something. But the sad truth is that if you're going to have a program or an agency like this, you do have to have employees, you do have to pay the rent and things like that, and you need money to do that.
You should be in a no-rent building.
Yes, I agree.
Be a people that would donate you a building.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys have a good PR agency?
No, we do not.
You do now.
He can do it too.
Okay.
Good PR agent.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jesse.
You know, a fun thing as far as raising funds, you were just talking about you want to see where your funds go to. Let's take it back and look at your target audience and see, okay, who is my target audience that can actually give me those funds? Let's make it fun for them to donate and make an event that can actually raise some funds. We're talking about brain activities. Let's have a little, instead of a cattle baron's ball, let's have a Jeopardy ball. You know, do something along those lines. Let's do something like that.
Okay.
You can raise money, but have it fun for the people that can actually donate to you while learning about your cause.
Okay, good.
Roger that. Thanks. Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.